Sunlight streams through the window, casting a warm glow on my aquarium. My fish dart playfully through the lush greenery, oblivious to the lurking menace. The once pristine water has taken on a greenish hue, a telltale sign of the algae outbreak. It's time to roll up my sleeves and tackle this aquatic invasion. And to effectively address any algae outbreak, it's crucial to identify the specific type of algae and its underlying cause. In my tank, I'm currently dealing with green spot algae on the hardscape and glass, while staghorn algae is targeting the dying leaves of my stem plants and Bucephalandra. These outbreaks are often rooted in a nutrient imbalance that fosters algae growth. I suspect that the algae's rampant growth is partially due to nutrient deficiencies caused by inefficient plant uptake. When my plants struggle to absorb nutrients, their leaves begin to wither, leading to spikes in ammonia, nitrogen, and phosphorus. This has been a recurring issue in the past, and I've wondered if the addition of duckweed might be playing a role. While floating plants are typically known for removing excess nutrients, I'm considering the possibility that the duckweed has depleted the water column so much that my stem plants are now suffering from deficiencies. And to isolate this potential variable, I've decided to remove all the duckweed. This will allow me to continue dosing nutrients without worrying about unintended consequences. Although removing the duckweed was a tedious task, it was a necessary step to regain control of my tank's delicate balance. Next, I started scrubbing away at the algae-covered hardscape and scraping the stubborn green film off the glass. In the last few weeks, a delightful surprise popped up in my tank. A few of my stem plants decided to break the surface and reach for the sky. While it was a stunning sight, their newfound height was getting a little too close to the tank's bright lights. So I decided to give them a trim and replant the cuttings in the substrate of a corner, hoping to encourage even more lush growth. With the major cleaning tasks out of the way, it was time to tackle the tiny but troublesome debris and detritus floating around the tank. Armed with my trusty water siphon, I zeroed in on the areas between my plants where the algae and debris were hiding. This siphon has been a game changer for water changes, making them quicker and more efficient. It's a crucial step in keeping the tank clean and preventing future algae outbreaks. With the water change complete, I could finally admire my tank in its neutral hues. A few stubborn patches of green spot algae remained in the corners, so I decided to leave them alone to avoid risking damage to the silicone sealant that holds the glass together. This cautious approach helps prevent leaks and ensures the longevity of my beloved aquarium. After a deep cleaning, it's incredibly therapeutic to watch my fish interact. Seeing how they interact with each other and their environment is truly fascinating. Mrs. Puff, my little pea puffer, is a tiny terror. She darts through the plants like a torpedo, hunting down scuds and baby cherry shrimp. Her fins flutter like hummingbird wings as she surveys her territory, always on the lookout for her next meal.
She's a force to be reckoned with in this tank. And then there's my lone guppy, raised from a fry. He's the undisputed king of the tank. He patrols his domain with a fierce intensity. He's a legend in his own right, a true Paul Muad'Dib of the aquatic world. And the fact that he's the last survivor of his colony only adds to his mystique. Moving on to the exclamation mark rasboras, they've come out of their shells. They're a whirlwind of activity, darting around the tank, chasing each other, and socializing with their tank mates. I can't wait to see if they'll finally start breeding and expand their shoal from just 8. Now, let's talk about my cherry shrimp colony. They hide in the dense Java fern forest, but every now and then, a few brave souls venture out to graze on algae. I've seen multiple females carrying eggs, but they've disappeared without a trace. Could Mrs. Puff be the culprit? Or maybe there's a secret army of baby shrimp lurking in the shadows, just waiting to reveal themselves. Speaking of hidden treasures, the Scarlet Badis are like shy ghosts, appearing only briefly before vanishing back into their caves. But when they do show up, it's a sight to behold. They're beautiful fish that help keep the scud population in check. And despite their reputation for being territorial, mine seem to be pretty chill most of the time. I recently added 5 celestial pearl danios to the tank, and they've been a burst of energy. They're constantly on the move, chasing after food and scuds. Their shimmering patterns remind me of stars in a galaxy, shining brightly against the green backdrop of the plants. While my celestial pearl danios dance among the plants like stars in the night sky, my Sterbai Corydoras gracefully explore the depths below, searching for hidden treasures. Their playful antics and unpredictable movements are a joy to watch. I can only hope to one day witness these fascinating fish reproduce. And let's not forget the hill stream loaches and Borneo suckers. They're always on the lookout for new adventures while searching for food or socializing with one another. I can observe them for hours because of how unpredictable their movements are. These are also fish I'd love to have breed in this tank one day. I've heard they can breed easily if tank conditions are met. After a deep cleaning, the tank is looking and feeling great. I try to do weekly water changes and a more thorough cleaning once a month. It's so satisfying to create and maintain this thriving underwater ecosystem. I can't wait to see what the future holds for these fish and their potential offspring. Thanks for joining me on this underwater adventure. Your support means the world. Show some love with a like and subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. Stay curious, keep exploring, and see you in the next video.